Legends of Amberland is a retro dungeon crawler RPG which aims to offer a very light or lo-fi indie take on the first-person dungeon crawlers of old. Inspired by old-school classics like Eye of the Beholder, Dungeon Master, and Might and Magic, Legends of Amberland does away with a lot of the more time-consuming aspects of those games, opting for faster-paced combat and movement, which I have to say is more in tune with modern gaming sensibilities. If this is the first time on my channel, welcome. I am StefaNonsense, geek culture analyst, maybe extraordinaire, and please consider subscribing. If you are already a subscriber, welcome back, and remember to click that bell button, it really matters a lot. Legends of Amberland looks nice and blocky, reminiscent of the pixel art games of old, but more in tune with the modern Minecrafty sort of aesthetic. It reminded me strongly of the graphic style of Ebony Spire Heresy, although that one seemed to be a bit more detailed and involved. You can see what I'm talking about in the corner. Besides the simplified looks, Legends of Amberland offers a likewise simple story setup. You are leading a group of heroes against an initially unknown evil. The main quest starts off as a mystery of sorts, which is interesting enough to put you on the track of exploration and dungeon crawling. You have a massive 7-member party to manage. And normally I am very much against parties larger than 4 characters. I tend to find those unwieldy and generally time consuming to understand and use properly. But Legends of Amberland keeps the streamlined approach in terms of what's under the hood as well. You have a very simple inventory management system mainly built around the limiting factor of character encumbrance. You can, of course, have your characters wear heavier stuff than they should, but the penalties are absolutely crippling, so encumbrance works as a pretty hard limit to the amount of stuff your party can wear. How does the game make a 7-character party work otherwise? Well, movement is grip based and combat is turn based, but there is a strict order in which your characters will act or will be acted upon, depending on which place in the lineup they occupy. This allows for a certain amount of tactical arrangement, seeing as how the first slots that get into the action are always the same and get into the fray in the same order. So these are best suited to be where you place your tank classes. The game suggests as much, but it also offers you the freedom to do whatever you want in this area. Similarly, it also allows you to create your own characters and try the game with different combinations of classes or fewer numbers of characters, etc. Character progression is treated with the same lo-fi approach. You need to visit a trainer in town and you have to pay money in order to level, which is pretty old school, I very much enjoy that. And once every few levels you get an attribute point to invest in your stats. Likewise, your classes get new skills and spells as they advance automatically. Everything is built so that you spend as little time in the back end as possible, so that most of the time is dedicated to exploring and getting into pixelated fights. There are a few things to do when you visit towns, but everything is boiled down to the basics. This isn't a game for dialogue trees and whatnot. Thanks to the fact that you can rest several times while adventuring, coupled with the multitude of classes that have access to healing spells, you can be out exploring and slaying ogres and underpaid halberdiers for a long time. You can also easily flee combat if you bite off more than you can chew, and can resurrect your members at the nearest town, or by yourself once your healer gets the spell for it. The environments are quite varied as you travel the realm, and you'll find the same goes for the enemy types as well. The music is very appropriately thematic and chiptune, not to mention that it changes when you enter a new area. Legends of Amberland doesn't have the aesthetic, narrative, or tactical weight of something like Operencia the Stolen Sun, nor the system complexity and width and breadth of Grimoire Heralds of the Winged Exemplar. Well, on the other hand, nothing really has that, to be honest. But it does what it sets out to do very well. It is a great and lightweight dungeon crawling experience for those looking for the might and magic experience of old, but don't have the time of old. So, does Legends of Amberland look like something that's up your alley? Let me know in the comments. I've been StefaNonsense, thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.